Bam. We're on. Let me just see. I think this is plus minus, right? Okay. Ilchos fin halacha vav. We're holding in the middle of a very long Seif Lamed Aleph. So we said that the chibutz comes from Roch Elokim Marchev Pnei Hamayim, page 186. You know that yeah. So we said that the water have a propensity to attract the ruach. You know, the Ruach Elokim merachefet al Pnei Hamayim. And the spirit of Hashem is hovering over the water. So when it was in Ma'aseh Bereishis, min chatchila ruach Elokim mechav Pnei Hamayim is rucho shel Mashiach. That's the spirit of holiness. But nevertheless, the waters have a propensity to have either this or that. If it's not the ruach Elokim, then it is ruach de tum'ah. Then it becomes ruach. Then it becomes mayim hazedonim. Becomes
bitter waters, or
bitter waters. It was bitter waters, and now the ruach Elokim is the ruach of Shmirat Habrit, because it is said velo kama od ruach beish. You know what Rechav says to the two meraglim that came to our house. You know, she was courtesan, and she said, you know, since you guys came, you know, nobody. You know, our business went down, which means that no one was able to do anything. So you see that the Ruach Tumah is the Ruach of Gam Habrit, and Ruach Kedusha is Ish Asher Ruach Bo, when Moshe Rabbeinu is asking Kodesh Baruch Hu to appoint on Am Yisrael a tzaddik. This is Ish Asher Ruach Bo. Person that has the ruach in him. Which ruach is it? This is the ruach of Shmirat Habrit. So, how do you make bread chametz? You put into the flour. You put water, right? So, during if it's during the Pesach, which is the beginning of the year, the ruach which is on the water is going to turn the isa into chometz, into something which is totally forbidden. It's machmetzet. The Zohar says taman met, taman chametz. In the word machmetzet you have the letters of the word chametz and the letters of the word mes, dead. And so in Pesach the chametz is very, very pagum, so it's totally forbidden. Because there's a lot of moich in the katnus, in the constricted consciousness, which is where that's the feeding ground of the sitra achra. When you're depressed, watch out. This is the Rebbe says in Sefer Amidas. When there's a dinim on a person, should be very careful. Because that's when he comes in and says, listen, I got something for you. Forget about it. You're gonna forget about your trouble. You're gonna be so beautiful. Yeah. Shemirachem. That's why the chametz is forbidden until the 7th day of Pesach. Then the revelation of Kedushas Yosef comes until Shvius Shel Pesach. The 7th sphere is the sphere Yesod. This is when the Kedusha of Yosef was revealed. That already mitigates. It already gives a different kind of flavor, kiviyachol, to the maim, to the ruach which is on the maim. Now it's ruach the kedusha. That immediately already brings the Torah, because we said, you see the tzaddik, you get the greatness, you get the Torah, right? So the kedusha tzaddik starts to be revealing. So immediately, there's already an aspect, a derivative of the Kedushas HaTzadik, of Riyat Pnei HaTzadik, which is the Torah. And then immediately chametz, then afterwards chametz is permitted. By getting the Torah, nimshach busha. We said the process is you see the tzaddik, your greatness is being exposed, which translates in Chidush Torah, in Kabbalah Torah. That brings about the busha, the anov of Moshe Rabbeinu, which is intrinsic in every single ever in your body, which is Tchias HaMeisim. Right now, in commensurate level to to what we are here in this Olma de Shikra, in La Sita de Moisa, when people still have to die, v'chula, v'chula, v'chula. And also, it's the preparation for Tchias HaMeisim, for that which is going to be. Because Rabbeinu says, Tchias HaMeisim, only the anova, the busha, and every single person, that's the thing that's going to get up. So we're saying the minute that you have is galus of Yosef, which is Glushas Abris, it's Pchinas is galus of the Tzaddik. Immediately that it brings about is galus Torah, the Kabbalah Torah, and from Kabbalah Torah what happens is Nimshach Busha. You get such a great awareness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you're even embarrassed to put food in your mouth. You get such, like incredible awareness that even a mitzvah you're embarrassed to do. This is where the tikkun of the chometz comes. The entire spirit of the entire world is being rectified through the Torah. Initially, everything, it comes back to that. That was the beginning, that was the root, that principle, the spirit of Hashem, the Ruach of Hashem, hovering over the water. That was the very root of Kriyas Yamsuf. What did he say in Kriyas Yamsuf? There was a spirit going over the water all night long, and then the sea split. Why? Because Bo couldn't just split it without, he has to have wind. What do you have to have wind for? Was it what?
For the bleed.
For the
tikkun abrit.
No, I'm saying I'll be kivyochel physically. They couldn't make the water stand. You have to make a wind first. But the splitting of the water is a principle that already existed. This is where the origins, the root, the precedent, so to speak. This is where he took it from. So this is what it's about. Then the spirit that is actually, grabs toehold on the water, that through which the batter, the dough becomes chametz, the kedusha. Then already it comes from the sitra de kedusha, that's the spirit of Hashem that hovers over the water. We said many times, and I think that this is a good time to say it again. We have to understand that when a spiritual mitzias changes, it changes everywhere. It's not a physical thing that happens here and doesn't reach there. It's like spirituality is an absolute situation that transcends time and place. 2 + 2 is 4. Everywhere. Anytime. So if you were to change, 2 + 2 to be 5, it'll be 5 everywhere. Because it's not a question of time. It's not derivative of time. It's not derivative of place. So the emphasis is that 2 + 2 is 4, it's absolutely everywhere.
That's why the water is split everywhere?
So Mimela, what we're saying is, when we're saying that the minute that the Kedusha of Yosef is Mizgale, pulling Kabbalah Torah, pulling the Busha, changes the makeup, the spiritual makeup of the Ruach HaPnei HaMayim everywhere. It changes it everywhere. The very water, the same water, already something else completely. It's suddenly 2 plus 2 becomes like until then it was something else. Now it becomes 2 plus 2 is 4. That's it. It's not a question of where is it. I mean, it was the same flower. It was the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The spiritual quality and teva property of the changes, on a fundamental level, on a spiritual level. So the minute it happens, it encompasses everything. You cannot say, something, 2 plus 2 is 4 here, but behind the wall, really behind the wall, it's like 4.5. No such thing. Okay. What is the essence of the chimetz haiso? Shemati ma'isa b'yaisa. The chimetz haiso, that's the thing that makes the bread tasty. Nimshach b'shosher b'kedusha b'pchinas busha. The very root of that ability, the propensity of isa machmetzah to taste that good, is busha. The rectification of the achila, as we said many, many times before. Why do we have problems with achila, with mavis, with misa, with this, with that? Because the numeration ate from etzadas. In other words, the beginning of the kilkul, was achila. So Rimele, the tikkun is also from achila. Achila is where this is the battleground. So it's a mechamat tikkun achila b'chinas kabbalas hatayra. Today in this world, the only way that we can rectify for the chet etzadas is by eating al pitera, eating kosher, making bracha before, making bracha after. Shal deze zochim lebusha. This is yozoche to busha, yozoche to awareness, of the mitzvah. Rabbeinu says in Sefer Amidos that a person can be zoche in the time of achila to such retzoinus that he doesn't even know what he wants anymore. Such shtokikus HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he's like going out of his kalim, which means that the achila is a tremendous time for awareness of Elokos. Ad kedei kach, which is that Boaz said to Rus, le'es ochel gshi halom. And he says, en halom el malchus. The year comes, mishas achila. Where does the year come from? Whoa, there's a lion there. The awareness, it comes from the greatness of Hashem, comes dafka, b'shas achila de kedusha. You zoch to such busha, yeah?
Rabbeinu says also in Sikhatanah at the end, right? I think it's at the end. He says that there's the kind of Torah that you can give that a person doesn't even have any more.
He doesn't have to eat.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're saying that through the brachas that we say, through eating through Torah, that brings us to busha, the chila. That's an awareness of Hashem.
But how does it not get to that thing which you mentioned? I don't understand.
Because there's got to be. I'm asking. I'm saying how it's connected. I'm asking if there's a connection to that with that Torah, with that type of Torah and eating.
Well, he's aware he doesn't eat hamburgers, Kolayom. It's a good diet.
But it's a worry. No, I don't know. You found a bad day to ask me because I have like my moichin.
Like this.
I know, but I have moichin as big as a marble. It's like a little bunkale.
On your worst day, you're being.
Yeah, man. Check me out. All right.
What?
So we said that since the chimutz comes from the busha, that you are mamish embarrassed to put food in your mouth. This is such an exalted state of being that you are zoy to chayim amitim, to eternal life. This already brings, in Gashmis, you see from derech ha'olam, from the way, from the conduct of the world, there's also a remez to the ruchnius origins of the bread. You don't eat immediately. You don't just throw it in the oven and boom boom and you eat it. You wait, you let it rise. So you wait from kneading the bread, you leave the bread, you let it rise. You don't... That's the principle of Kedusha. It is impossible to eat immediately. You have to wait and be plenty embarrassed before you eat. Plenty embarrassed before you eat.
Awareness, kids. Yeah?
The thing is that Rabbeinu says, I don't remember which Torah it is. That when a person gets parnosa is melech b'yoyfi techazena einecha, right? You're seeing the king, and you can't just see the king any time out of the blue, just whenever you want. You know, only in England, the paparazzi, they take pictures of the royal family whenever they want. But the Maisa, the way it really should be, you can't see the king at all times. It's only when the king comes out, when the king comes out and he's dressed only in specific times, you have to wait. You have to wait. But the point is that waiting is the preparation for Kedusha, for not just for the Kedusha to come, but for the Kedusha to stay. Because we know that in Yetzias Mitzrayim, as we said, it had to be immediately. Right then and there, all the lights came at once, as Arizal says, because it's an emergency, you have to get them out.
Yeah, well, you said about protection, like Hashem made an example.
Yes, that's right. But when you want things to stay, when you want things to build, you have to wait. Because the waiting is the thing that builds the kli. You know, the people that are bodybuilders, they'll tell you, that the downtime, that's the time where the muscles are building. The exercise time is the thing that tells the body what is the strength it needs. But it's when you have the downtime, then the muscles actually goes, okay, bench press this much, okay, let's, develop to this. Don't look at me.
You've been working out, okay.
The same thing is B'Kedusha. It's like in the movie industry, you have to hurry up and wait. And the Ikar Sod of the Kedusha is not to give up, not to fall apart, not to say, something, the heck with the whole thing, I don't care. I got pressures from the Iriyah, I got pressures from the Chevrat Chashmal, I got pressures from my Balabait, I got pressure from my wife, I got pressure from my kids, I got pressure from myself, I got pressure from all over. I can't take it anymore. I waited long enough. I'm sorry. That's it. Goodbye. And each one with his own private goodbye. As much as I want it, and I want it now, this is how the escape happens. And the escapes always work. Escape always works in the beginning. It feels great right then and there, like, telling your wife that one word, which really makes you upset. Just giving that one, really sharpened steak in the heart. Bam, you got her. Of course, you pay for it. Oh, what do you pay for it? Same thing with everything else. That I want it and I want it now. That's the shorsh of the Sitra Achara. And the waiting is the shorsh of the Kedusha. Yeah, but how do I know? Maybe Hashem forgot me. Maybe He doesn't want to give it to me. People get sick, they die.
Seems like when you break a Kli, then you can build one faster.
but how do I know that the Hashem is going to remember me? And some people that get cancer, they never get better. So maybe I'm also never going to get it. Hashem is never going to save me. He's never going to pull me out. Well, it's has his own ways of knowing that Hakadosh Baruch Hu never says no. He only tells you wait. He never says no. And it's an incredibly important lesson to remember at all times.
That has to do with Kedusha.
Yeah, just hold on. Hold on. You don't know what to do, so you call a friend, you call your Rav, you call whoever it is, to pump you up with chizuk. That's it. There's nothing else to it except that. Hold on.
The waiting creates the energy to receive. Because
the kli.
If you ever read Erez Moshe Daron's book, Warriors of Transcendence, I don't know if you ever read that book.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, Erez Moshe Daron? So he has a chapter there called All Waiting Shall Be Fulfilled. And everyone else is like fighting the war and going out there and fighting. And one of the warriors sees he's one of the guys, he can't do anything. And he sits there. He's like, I don't understand. Everyone else is fighting and I have to sit here and he can't do anything. And he tries. And he sits there for weeks. And finally he realizes, at some point it collapses, he has to surrender, and he realizes that what he did by surrendering was a valuable part of the war against the wrath.
Right.
Because that's a big aspect of it, is waiting. We think that the war is going out there and always doing, but also the feminine energy of surrender is also a big aspect in the war.
Absolutely. It cannot begin without that.
Right.
It cannot begin without that. Everything, all the fulfillment of all the potential begins with surrender. That's the.
You said that if he would have waited, he would have gotten.
Yeah, if otherwise he would have waited, he would have gotten Etzadat, Shabbat would come in. Yeah, everything starts with surrender. But surrender doesn't just mean surrender. That doesn't just mean that all is lost.
No, it's the opposite.
Surrender means that everything is possible. The world is under control. It's just not my control. And this is what surrender. Before you eat, this brings about resurrection. This is the spirit of Chaim that hovers over the water of the Kedusha. This is the thing that sours the dough, of the Kedusha. The Ruach Umayim, the Kedusha, Shnizbaru, the B'chinas Kabbalah Sotera. That's, that before it was a water, that could go either way. It could go to the Kedusha or to the Tumah, but once, this Galas of Yosef, the Galas of Teres, Galas of Busha happens, then there's a bearer, and the water, transformed into water of the Kedusha through the Kabbalah Sotera. But at the time we actually went out of Mitzrayim, we didn't make it through Kabbalah Satorah yet. אז הרוח והמים הנאחזים בעיסה עד שנתחמצה הם מתוקף הסתרה האחרה. It still has the properties of the סתרה האחרה והקליפות מסתרה דמותה. And the קליפות from the side of death. Has gaius. This is gaius or רוח גבוה. All the different kind of explanation. He has a recording of it. You'll listen to it later. So he got you well covered, man. He's way ahead of you, man. He's way ahead of you. Then the chimutz does not come from the holy embarrassment. What's grabbing is inferiority complex, is depression. Then the heart really twists away from Hashem Yisborach. The constricted consciousness is not an at all. It's a complex. It's a disturbance. It's a mental disturbance. What? מתעכב, מה זה עקום,
Crooked.
Twist.
Crookedness of the heart.
Yeah. רק מעקמים עליהם מהשם יסבוח, מזה צריכים להיזהר מאוד בשעת מציאת מצרים. You have to be very, very careful during the process of Yetziat Mitzrayim. Because you have to understand the process of Yetziat Mitzrayim is like a process of birth. You know, you go through this entire period, you know, you're in Mitzrayim and you suffered and you worked and this and this and that. And Kazmur really says, listen, you're going out. You're going out. You're going out. And he takes you from all over Mitzrayim, can't finish Shorem and everything else, and you got all the gold and everything. You're going out of Mitzrayim. And as you're going out of Mitzrayim, what happens? Then power comes, and all the parashim comes, and everybody comes. Everybody comes. And there's nowhere to go. Because you got Mitzrayim from one end, then you got the Midbar from another end, you got the sea from another end, and that's it. You know? And if you have any, you know, quote-unquote common sense, you say, yo, these guys are dead meat. You know, stick your fork in them, they're done, right? Finished. There's nothing there. You know, it's and what do you have to do there? What do you have to do there? What comes out of
surrender? Wait.
Yeah, not only just cry to Hashem. It's not just cry to Hashem. At a certain point in time, Hashem says, "Mati tzakale, daber bnei Yisrael v'yisrael." Yeah, but the point is that you have to see that we spoke about it once before. You see that Nachshon ben Aminadov, you know, goes into the sea, and he goes into the sea, and the sea goes up and 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 he comes to the nose. It keeps on going. He comes to the nose. When he reaches the nose, that's it. You can't breathe anymore. You can't go anymore. So he lifts up hands to Hashem and it's, you know, Gil Ma'amad Nafesh. The world, you know, came up to the nose. Then the sea splits. The famous question: why does Moshe Rabbeinu go into the sea? If you need Mesilas Nefesh, why doesn't Moshe go into the sea? Why does Nachshon ben Aminadov? Because it has to have emunas chachamim in Moshe os pnei tzaddik. It has to be a Mesilas Nefesh of those that have emunah in Moshe. Moshe Rabbeinu himself has no problem. It's through Nachshon. You need to do this. It comes up. You can't breathe anymore. So you scream. It has nothing to do with that. You scream. So you scream, say that, but you keep on going.
Oh, yeah.
You see the opposite by Paro. Moshe Rabbeinu comes, you know, hits the water. Aaron hits the water, and all the water in Egypt turning into blood. And why? Because Moshe was saved by the water. And the same thing with the kingdom, you know, it wasn't because they were favored to cover the mitzvah. But the point is that any normal human being, you know, would see this from the first makkah. Everything turns to blood. Everybody out. We're closing the pool. Everybody out. You know, it's like
you got 15 minutes.
You got 15 minutes. We're closing the beach. Everybody out. Finished. Going out of Mitzrayim. You crazy? But the point is, when you don't want to believe, even they'll show you straight to the face, you will not believe. Yesterday we learned. That's right. It says that's what we learned yesterday in Sipur Maisius. When the Chacham tells the messenger from the king, you know, convinces there's no Melech. Okay? So first of all, I mean, did you see the Melech? No, didn't see the Melech. Have you seen the Melech? That's a proof positive there's no Melech. Not only this, it says, wait, sleep here at night. Tomorrow morning I'm going to prove to you 100% there's no Melech. How does he prove to him? He goes in the street, he sees a soldier, he says, who are you serving? He says, the Melech. Have you ever seen the Melech? He says, no. You see? Proof positive, there's no Melech. He says, wait, that's not only this. Let's go to a general. And he says, a higher one. He says, who are you serving? The king. Have you ever seen the king? No. This is 100% proof there's no Melech. Okay, so how does Medina go? This is what? You ask me, I tell you how it's happening. You know, is this, there's 70 ministers, this is that. So what's the difference between 70 ministers and one Melech? Have you ever seen the 70 ministers? Why, he didn't get from 70 ministers either. Why would the guy that gave him the gas lighter? You didn't see them because you don't want to see the Melech. Why don't you want to see the Melech? everything lies in the very beginning of what the Chacham said. How can it be that such a melech would want me? There's no way.
That's why 4/5 of Klal Yisrael didn't leave.
Yeah.
They didn't want to leave.
How is it possible that Hashem will want me? I'm unable to do, something, I take stock of my life, and 95% of all the things that I can do, at least 95%, if not more, of all the things that I need to do, from staying away from Hamas and from Gezel and from lying and Lashon Hara and from, looking when I'm not supposed to look, almost 95% or more of everything that I need to do, I either don't do or I do that which I need not to do. And not only this, and I can't change it. I don't have the courage to change it. I can't. I tried 1,000,000 times. I can't change it. All I can do, I just look at, there's, and it says at Reb Shmuel Shapira, Bevel Cheshin, these, at the Saba, all these tzaddikim, and where am I? I'm just like there's no way I can do it. There's no way I can do it. So the heck with the whole thing. That was Esav. That's the thing that brought Esav down. You see, Esav had this gewaltige emunah in Yitzchok. The bracha of Yitzchok, to believe in bracha, the tzaddik is easy, but what about your bracha? What about you? Forget about it. I'm finished. This is anova psula that he's talking about here. This is a false anova, because what you need to do, the biggest surrender to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is to know that, something? I can't do anything right. I can't do anything right. And even when I'm actually doing something right, when compared to everything which I cannot do and I'm doing wrong, it's a joke, man. It's a joke.
3-point sheet.
Yes, it's a joke. It's nothing. And it comes from Gaiva. Somebody like me should be so something. Let me do something I'm good at. Make me feel good. I'm a friend with Eric Clapton, and I'm just like, these are my fellows, whatever it is. It's I'm doing well. It's just like that's where let's get up and boogie. That's where it's at. This is it. And then you once you go into that route, the Rebbe says, you start getting away from the emes, and then it gets you more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And each swaying away, turning away from the emes is because it comes from Yush. Each swaying away from the emes entraps you in a whole new perspective. Before, when you were straight, Elokim bara es ha'adam yashar, ve'ema bikshu cheshbonot rabim. You look at straight, this is right, this is left. This is right, this is wrong. The minute you turn left a little bit, because I can't do the right anyhow. What do you want from me? What do you want? I'm a joke. I'm a sorry example of what do you want from me? So forget about it. I might as well, do a little business, I'll do a little that, whatever. And you go over here, over time that creates a whole new perspective. Now this is straight. This is right and this is left. And then you choose just a little bit more, because now everything you look at, your straight is leftist or rightist or whatever it is. So now you go even more. You keep on going more, and each time you do, it turns. Now this is the norm. This is straight. It's like you see that the Unterwelt, the underworld, they have their own code, and you're supposed to do this, and if you do that, and if you're a maniac or you're a malshan, and you're a snitch, you get whack, whatever. They have their own code. They have Musay, and this is right, this is wrong, this is left, this is right. It's what people don't understand is the minute that you sway away from the emes, you get a new perspective. You can't see straight anymore. You're unable to see it anymore. because you interpret your reality through the filters of your own mind. And then all of a sudden, the fact that the guy said that he never saw the king is proof positive there's no king.
He needs the Madama cleaning services.
So, how does one...
So, this is what it is. It's ilach bikveatzon. They're always the tzaddik, the Torah of the tzaddik, the talmid of the tzaddik. This is because the tzaddik is the interface. The tzaddik is the interface. Because Taki, not everybody sees the king. The only one is you have the shaliach that brings you the letter from the king.
The tzaddik brings the anava.
He brings the letter from the king. He brings the Torah. He brings you. That's what the truth is. Because we have a mind. We bring to the table a point of view, a perspective, a paradigm which is twisted. It's twisted. Milchatchila, we don't know what right is and what wrong is. every person wants to get close to Hashem. That's the essence of Yetzias Mitzrayim. What is Yetzias Mitzrayim? To come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The main Geula is only with the Chesed HaKadosh Baruch Hu. לפעמים יסנק אל הבלדובה בסטרי אחו מקים ליבו מבחינת קטנוס. The סטרי אחו jumps on your case and twists your heart. מבחינת constrictedness. הנמשך ממויכן דקטנוס ונדמה לו כאילו הנובו. I'm just being realistic. I'm just being, I don't think that I'm hoo-ha, ורוצה לרחל את זה מהשם יזבח. And he wants דווקא through this to get you away from השם יזבח. דהיינו שאומר בליבה וחירוי אני שעשה אפשר יזבח לי ניסים כאלה. I'm worthy, הקדוש ברוך הוא do such ניסים for me. הלא אני יודע חטוא אפשר מרובים. I know my sins, I know my crimes. מחמת זה אינו מאמין בדברי הצדיק שהרוצה לגאלו. He doesn't believe the tzaddik anymore. That actually the tzaddik who wants to redeem him. ולהשיבו בית השם יזבח and really bring him to הקדוש ברוך הוא. וכמו שמצינו בכמה וכמה התרחקו על ידי זה, מחמת שהם יודעים לכלוכם וטינופם בעוונות נחמון ליצלן. That we found so many people that the reason why they fall off HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because they know their own dirt, they know their own, their own.
That's the hard part. When you start realizing, as a lichluch, you start coming close to the tzaddik. He shows you more and more. כמה אתה רחוק, וכמה באמת, אתה מבין, זה נפילת מתח, צריך את האיזון של האמונה בו.
That's right.
לסמוך, like you said, לסמוך.
עכשיו, אין מאמינים בכוח הצדיק. You lose faith in the God that tzaddik שאפשר לגאלם, that he can actually redeem you. או בפרט שבא עליהם איזה איסור, מרירוס ומנירוס בגוף ונפש. Especially when all kinds of bitterness come. You have no money, they pressure you from all over, your wife is driving you crazy, your kids are not the way you want them to be, the balabais is driving you crazy, Chavat Chashmal saying that they're closing off the electricity, the Riyah is putting a kula yachashbon, everything falls apart to you. They say for themselves, I see that Hashem doesn't want to bring me close. I see that Hashem doesn't want me. It is impossible to bring close somebody who is as blemished as the form desired. The Baldova starts with, with modesty. But he twists the word of HaKadosh Baruch Hu totally over and over. And he wants to totally bring him down through constricted consciousness, to twist his heart. There's a yoysa to take a person further away from Hashem Yisborach. That's what the Baldova does. It grabs into shtickle truth, in the very beginning. Taka, you didn't do what you're supposed to do, behaving yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns it all over against you. You have to be very, very careful שלא ייפול וישרחק על ידי הנובר רק, that the person should not fall through such horrendous הנובר. כי באמת צריך אדם לדעת חסרונו. A person really should be realistic and know where he's really holding. שאינו ראוי לגאולו ולהסבש בעצמו הרבה. A person should really know that he is not worthy of any redemption, physically, spiritually, in any which way. ולהסבש בעצמו הרבה, to be extremely, extremely embarrassed. אבל לא שיתרחק על ידי זה חס ושלום, but not to stay, חס וחלום, to be pushed away from השם, חס ושלום, רק אדרבה. רק אדרבה, יום הבנים שיצא in his own heart. בוודאי אני רחוק מאוד מאוד מגאולה וישוע לפי מעשה האלוהים. אין הכי נמי, in accordance to, what I really am and what I is, I'm very, very far from being worthy of any kind of redemption. אבל אני בטוח בחסדו הגודל והנפלא, but I'm absolutely certain HaKadosh Baruch Hu is great and he's good and he is incredible. And this koach v'schut tzaddik ha'emes and the schus of the tzaddik is such שהשם יזברך יעזור לי ויעשה לי חסד תמיד. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to help me always and do chesed with me always. כאשר עד הנה עזרני הרבה. Until today, where am I today? I have to spend one day outside in the rain. I always had what to eat. Somehow, everything worked out. Somehow everything worked out. At the end, I suffered, they pressured me, they drove me crazy, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like kicking the whole bucket and said, forget about it. Simsof, you always helped me. ואני מחויב להאמין דברי צדיקים שגילו לנו טובו וחסד הגדול יזברך. I absolutely must believe in the words of the tzaddikim that reveal to us the great toiv, the great chesed of Hashem יזברך, שבוודאי גמור איתנו כרצונו, בוודאי will finish, will accomplish everything properly, ויגלני גאולו שלם כאשר הבטיחנו, אף על פי שאני כדאי כלל, even though I'm totally undeserving. To be continued.